Hello guys, welcome back to this beautiful channel. My name is Casper and we will do our weekly ETF recap where we look at different ETFs across the board. Where are we in time and what is interesting? Not a whole much from last week, but definitely something to look for still. FYI, I just did a long video on platinum, palladium and miners and some ratios. Definitely worth checking out, I think. If you're into that sector, I think we could actually have a bottom confirmation within this first quarter, maybe into second quarter of 2024. So if you're into platinum palladium and you want to play that for like a year or two, I think that could be worth watching for you. If not, it is also okay. So ETFs, we will start up with the GDX. So the gold miners ETF. Overall, this is the overall broader picture. And usually you actually get a touchdown here at some point in time to confirm that structure. So I wouldn't be surprised. However, until we break this smaller internal squeeze here, then that is not in the cards. If we break down here, it is my take that we're going down to here. So definitely look for this triangle here, what's happening there. Nasty week. Also today only up 0.3%. So again, nasty week here. Still shorter term, we have this neckline here. And the right shoulder is getting a bit too deep for my taste. However, it is still something that could morph into that inverted head and shoulders here. But definitely it is getting into a decision point in time. Long term, I mean, looking at 2 years time, I'm confident that we are at least breaking out here. I mean, that's the worst case. I do think it will happen in 2024. I have high hopes for gold 2024. So this is also my take. The juniors is a bit more well-defined chart in my view. Broadening structure here, we have 4 touches, and now I think we're coming in to hit that green support here, and that is where we want to see a big bounce. I'm not gonna lie, I want to see that hold here. You can see the level also there coming across is also a double support, so roughly 32, give or take, is a major level to look for. Again, also note that possible inverted head and shoulders, usually you want to have them at the bottom of formation, so having them inside this kind of structure means that it doesn't have as much of importance compared to if you had it, let's say, at a bottom of a down move. So take it as you may. Silver again here, green uptrend support. We have this very well-defined channel. Again, if we break out here, you can see how many touches we actually have now. We have 4. Again, I think it's just a matter of time before we blast it here. That is my take. Again, nasty weekly candle. But anyways, whatever happens in here is more or less only noise. If we get down to the green here, I want to see that hold, and that is when we bounce. Again, same with gold and silver. I have some big thoughts for gold and silver in 2024. SILJ, same thing. Again, more or less, we have that upper rail. That is the one that is going to break. Long-term golden support. Bit of a wiggle room below here again. Tagged it again here in that blue bull flag. Again, getting into that resistance zone here of that rail, and then now we're coming down. So hopefully we will see that we are now making a higher low here, and then we're going higher again. Same thing again. Note that possible inverted head and shoulders in the making there. Who knows? We have big support at roughly 8, and yeah, that is how I see the silver miners, gold miners. Again, I think within the first quarter here or 2, that we could actually see those breakouts. And but yeah, so not tomorrow, but definitely constructive chart. But again, it can stay irrational for a very, very long time. Uranium, we love uranium. If you have been following me for uranium for a long time, you know my take on things. We turned hugely bullish here again after 18 months worth of consolidation into that squeeze, breakout, retest, resumption. And it is first until 2 weeks ago that people actually turned very, very bullish uranium. My Twitter feed was just filled with uranium here, but as you know, we were bullish already in summer 2023 once again. We have taken out that golden, very important trend line, really, connecting the 2021 highs and those over here. Zooming in, we are now just fighting. Usually when you have a triangle breakout like this, the obvious bigger level or target for your when you take profits is the triangle high here at roughly 31.5. You can see it again here. But in my view, as long as we're just staying here, just having a bit of a pause here, that would be fine in my view. But long term, looking at here on the weekly, the chart is look really, really good. Even the monthly, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I think we have way more to come. But again, a pause here for the next few weeks is preferred. Same thing for URNM, the 100% pure play miners. Again, summer 2023, huge breakout. And now we have actually already taken out the 2021 highs over here with a beautiful candlestick there. You can see the volume kicking in as well on the way up there. That's nice to see. Again, we have a gap here on the daily. Let's close that gap, retest that 2021 all-time highs, and then we go higher, in my view. Let's just close the gap so we don't have to worry about it. But that does mean that we could see roughly a 10% drop here, 8% drop here in the next few weeks. Totally fine by me. I would actually prefer that. But yeah, let's see how it goes. I'm not the one to dictate where we're going. URNJ, rising wedge right here. Excuse me, blasting to the upside. Looks insanely strong momentum-wise right here. So as long as we hold this upper here, I mean, URNJ looks pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. So here we have the lithium. Also a sector that was very hot, you know, in 2020 into 2021. We got long here. That tiny small, I want to show you, that tiny small breakout there, we got long and we got stopped out. Again, showing the importance of having a stop loss, because now we are at 45 and I got in at roughly 67, 66 and stopped out at 65. If I didn't have that stop, I would be deeply red. So always play with the stop loss. That saved you from a lot of headache. But anyways, that was it. You know, when you're wrong, you're wrong. It doesn't matter. Get out. So here we have lithium, long-term blue, yellow channel right here. Not confirmed yet, but it is my take, and I have some high hopes actually for the lithium. These are the 2007 highs, 17 highs. And actually we're coming into, I think we will visit that lower yellow trend line here from that channel. If we do it here in that connection, that blue channel here, also the horizontal and the yellow, if we tag it there, in my view, massive long entry at roughly 41. I do think again that we are about to see some sort of resumption here. It just depends on how we do it, but definitely the lithium is just recharging here in my view. If we get below those highs here and drop out of that yellow and blue, then that's obviously a different story. You know my take on EWC, that is the Brazilian ETF. I'm hugely bullish here. And again, emerging markets looks fantastic. Right now, we're just retesting that blue rail breakout. So all text, but again, but you could also see it coming all the way down here and still be absolutely fine. I would prefer to stop here, obviously, but definitely long term. This is the 2008 highs, and we are just, you know, we are at half, even more. That's 100, and we are at 33 right now. So we are still way off the highs. But this to me is just overall massively bullish setup here, breaking out of that overall 20-year long, even more golden triangle right there. And we had that smaller and shorter time frame blue squeeze breaking out. I mean, it looks fantastic. Nvidia, again, we're still in the green uptrend. It amazes me. It just barely held on right there. We are breaking out here. Again, if we are to get a visit to the upper green of that parallel channel, you could see $1,000 Nvidia. It sounds absolutely insane in my view, but the charts never lie. As long as you're in this channel here, you are bullish without any hesitation. And again, it is my take that if we visit that upper green for Nvidia, that you should definitely look for an exit. Again, that's how I would play that. Again, I thought we were going to top here, but nope. That's just, it amazes me. It really does. It is a $1.4 trillion market cap at the moment. And yeah, maybe if we add in here There could be some, you can see there will probably come some resistance on the way. But again, that just aligns very well with that $1,000 mark. Again, I don't know if we get there. And to be honest, I don't care. I will not be investing in it as we speak here. Maybe I should, but I've chosen not to. It is what it is. OIH oil services definitely looks to the weaker side here. Again, we have made higher highs and higher lows, but look at that rising wedge there, which we have broken to the downside. We also took out that green support uptrend right here. So that is not ideal. In my view, this one is going to 250 to visit that horizontal level there. That could be where we see a bounce. And if that doesn't hold, then you have this longer term golden here at roughly, you would probably visit that at roughly 200, maybe a bit higher than 200. So yeah, let's see. But again, for now, it is still higher highs and higher lows. But oil really needs to start to going higher in order to turn this move around. XOP. Also, we had that false breakout here. It had a good run at it. But now I think, as always, when we have a false breakout, we are going to visit the other side of the structure. So I think we're going to roughly 125. And then we will see if that holds. If it doesn't hold, that should actually worry you quite a bit in the short term. Long term, I think everything is fine. But I think you could be in for some pain over here before we eventually go higher. I think oil will go way higher in this decade. But definitely, you should be a bit worried here if we start to lose that squeeze after a false breakout. Usually not ideal. POTX here, cannabis. Huge falling wedge broken here. And we came all the way down for a deep retest. Maybe I should zoom in here for you. Right here. So you have that huge breakout, which is textbook. And usually you want to see it have a higher low somewhere around here, and then you go higher for that confirmation inverted head and shoulders bottom. We actually made a new low here, all the way down here still at the apex, and now we are bear flagging. This is not the most ideal setup for this sector, that is for sure. We had some high hopes here, obviously, but yeah, it didn't come to fruition, and that looks insanely bad right now for cannabis and the stocks also, obviously. SOXX, the semiconductors, is having having a big day, 3%. And you can see here again, we have that rising wedge here, still very much in play. The 2021 highs, there it is, breakout. So we have breakout, you know the game, retest, resumption, again, back above the highs. Huge statement for SOXX. I think that this rising wedge will get broken to the upside. That is clearly my take. And if we ever get below that retest lows there, that is when you should be worried, in my view. But definitely semiconductors is having a great day. No question about it. 10 here, that is solar. Huge yellow, insanely well-defined flag here. Maybe we kind of call it a flag because it has drawn out so longly. But anyways, it is there. The channel is perfect, and you have 3 impulse lower lows. I'm looking for some sort of double bottom here, and that would confirm it in my view. So as long as that hold over there, the March, just before the March 2020 crash holds, that looks really nice. Again, we have one last savior, which is the green support coming up here, connecting these points here, the March 2020 lows. So if we get into here, you know, that double support from the flag and the green, I think that is where we will see a decent sized bounce here. Also, if that happens, if we get down to here, we will have some positive divergence there. So definitely looking in this quarter, on the next quarter, for some sort of bottom here. I think that is very much in the cards. If we lose that green uptrend here, that is just disastrous across the board. And then you should be insanely worried, in my view. Good. XLE. Also losing an important green uptrend here. It is an internal one, so it doesn't have as much of a importance. However, you can still see here we're just that high getting, and then huge rejection. We hit it again, smaller rejection, minor rejection. So for now, at least, as long as we're making you know, that kind of pattern here, that is fine for XLE. And also we have a lot of support here at that white horizontal zone at roughly 78. But definitely cracking that green uptrend there is not ideal, and we will see how it reacts here. Yeah, if it doesn't hold that horizontal white support, you have a massive long-term golden trend line coming up here. That's, if we get down to that, we should get a bounce. That is a given for me. If we get there, I'm expecting a bounce. How big, we do not know. But as long as we're going sideways here, as mentioned, that is just bullish, bullish, bullish. Good. XLF had a huge pop here. So this is the financials. To my surprise, we broke up here, making a bit of a high there. And I think now we are looking for some sort of bottom here, very in the short term here. But as long as we are above that high there, that's quite nice. That is still, you know, very bullish to keep it here. Do I think we will stay there? If I were to give my opinion, no, I do think that we're coming down again to roughly that high there. But definitely the breakout, to my surprise, happened in the direction that I didn't think it would do. So it is what it is. Here we have the real estate sector. Again, same thing as the financials, huge breakout there from that double golden trend lines. And we have now made a massive higher high. And again, I would expect that we ought to find a higher low, at least try to make a higher low. You can also see here on the daily that we had a bull flag in the making. A bull flag in the making here. That is usually very, very bullish setup. But we actually spilled below and we have retested it again. If you go to the 1 hourly, you can see how well defined the lines really are. The bull flag, and then breakdown, retest, and then we will see what happens. So again, I think we could see some lower prices here in this sector, but definitely the breakout here is the start of something big. Not something big, but definitely it's very constructive. Could we get a full retest? Sure, why not? Why not? XME, that is the metals and mining, looks really compelling to me, breaking out of that long-term golden trend line here after we squeezed up big here. Made the highs, and now we're coming in for some sort of retesting here, making a higher low in my view, and then we will go higher. That is my take until proven otherwise. When am I wrong? I think if and when we get down in that squeeze, then I'm wrong. Also, ideally, we want that one to hold that $54 level. We want to hold. If we do, that is just insanely bullish. If we get down to here and we start to curl higher again, beautiful. COPEX, messy chart here again. I don't know exactly what to take away from the COPEX. It is, yeah, as mentioned, it is a bit messy. As long as we hold this green zone here, fine, then we're going sideways. But definitely the copper price need to get going before I think we'll see higher prices in the miners. Yeah, I will not go deeply into this because the chart is a bit iffy to me. SPX, good old SPX, the SP 500 index. Breaking out here from that 2021 highs here in 2023 breakout. I do think that we actually need a retest here. Again, what I think we need in the markets, it doesn't really care. However, it is still overall bullish here. No matter what anyone says, the SPX is still bullish until proven otherwise. And that is also why you see the markets going up on, you know, on average each week still. Again, we can see here we are at some sort of double top scenario. So definitely, that's also why I'm saying we are at the highs here. And I think before we break that high, I think it would be healthy to have a retest, and then we can go higher. The Nasdaq, good old Nasdaq. Again, back above its 2021 highs over here. Beautiful bull flag there, breaking higher, a bit of a retest, and again going higher. To my surprise, but anyways, you know, the markets do not care what I think. Up 1.5% today. Again, I think Nvidia did most of that, but anyways, fan, good old fan. That is the wind energy sector I'm not invested into at all, but here we have it. Whoopsie, there it is. You can see the lower golden trend line is just beautifully connected. And again, in my view, when and if we break here, that red internal resistance right there, that is when you should be coming bullish. As long as we're below, then in my view, you cannot be bullish on this sector. If we break that golden, if we come down and test it here, break it, then you should be a bit concerned about this sector. You have one last stand at roughly 14, 13, 14, but definitely if we lose that orange golden uptrend there, you should be worried. Last but not least, hydrogen getting murdered. Again, falling channel there, you just wait until you break out, and then until then, you are bearish. Could you buy into some sort of major capitulation move there? Sure. But anyways, that could be dangerous, but it depends on what you want to do. But the channel is well defined, and again, personally, I'm just waiting for some sort of bottom to be in here, and then I don't think we will see that for the next quarters for hydrogen. It looks insanely unloved here at the moment, so it is what it is. And so is this video. We're done with the weekly ETF update. Again, I don't know what the takeaway is. Uranium looks fantastically fine, but other than that, it's just more or less chop, across the board, except SPX and Nasdaq, which is still massively strong until proven otherwise. That is it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Let me know your comments below. Do we need to add in some other ETFs? Again, I think we have a pretty fine list, but maybe there are some sectors that you want to have involved in these weekly updates. Yeah, also EVSEP, the Brazilian, looks insanely, incredibly strong. With that said, guys, have a great one. Bye.